Hello everyone, and welcome to another weekly report from the old dude. After so many drawings last week, this week I felt like painting. I started the week by doing an exercise where you practice color by painting white balls into photographs. And later on in the week, I got a little bit carried away with another exercise, and once again I overestimated my abilities, but you'll see that in a little bit. Someone told me they want me to speak more about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it in every exercise, so I'll try to keep that in mind. Now let's get on with it. So the idea of this exercise is to take away as much responsibility of painting as possible and just focus on choosing colors. So to start with, I place the ball with a selection and give it a medium gray color, since that would be the shadow tone for a white ball. And in the shadow, the ball would be picking up the reflection of the sky. So I pick a light blue color and airbrush it mostly over the top half of the ball. Then it's time to pick the color of the sunlight and illuminate the ball accordingly. In this step, it's important to try to match the angle at which the sun is hitting the ball. Then I try to add a slight hint of warmth at the point where the light transitions into shadow. And then I remembered that I wanted to do this on a separate layer, so I had to undo and repeat the whole process again. The reason for having it on a separate layer is to use the eraser to cut across the light and get the effect of the shadow cutting across the ball. This is just a matter of doing the stroke and undoing until you get one that looks just right. Like that one. Now back to warming up the midtones again. And now it's time to add in some reflected light from the ground into the bottom of the ball. At this point you can see me checking how dark the contact shadows are in this photo, so I can match it on the bottom of the ball and on the ground underneath it. And now I'm picking a color for the cast shadow of the ball, and also a brush with a little bit of texture for it. I'm not entirely happy with the result of the shadow, but it'll have to do for now. And finally I merged all the layers because I remembered I wanted to move the ball so the shadow across it looked like it was in the right place. Some more work on the shadow. And now to pick a very bright color and a hard edge brush to introduce the highlight on the ball, but I believe it's barely visible because the light I put on it in the beginning was too bright. The video I've just shown you is actually of the last ball I did, and also in my opinion the one that turned out the best, which is why I've shown it to you. What you're seeing now is a collection of all my previous attempts leading up to that one. On some of them I forget to add the cast shadow, on others I do a bad job of choosing the right colors so it doesn't look like a white ball, but towards the end they start getting better. What I realized doing this exercise is that when you have all the information that a photograph gives you, it's pretty easy to choose the right colors to render something like a ball. And that feeling of, hey, this is easy, started bouncing around in my head, and it ended up with me deciding to try something a little bit more difficult. Feel free to jump ahead in the video if you want to see how that turned out. I wanted to try my hand at painting some environments. This first one is full on cheating because I'm picking colors directly from the photo, and I'm even using a half transparent version of the photo just to see where each color should be placed. The end result is a kinda nice looking simplified copy of the photo that I can then use to check the colors and the saturations and everything to extract a ton of information and learn quite a bit from. I decided to extend the sea all the way down to the bottom of the photo so I could make it look more like a cliff at the edge of the sea. And towards the end you'll see how I tried to exaggerate the blue tint of the atmospheric perspective in an attempt to make the scene look bigger than it is. Other than that, it's just pick color, put color in same place as the original, pick another color. It's a pretty relaxing exercise, so I would recommend it to anyone. I leave you with it now. See you when it's finished. This last one is actually my third attempt with the same photo, but the first one I remember to press the record button on. That's why you can see there's already a sketch in place. This time I wanted to make it a little bit more difficult for myself, so I just made a palette of colors from the photo and tried to paint them using only the sketch. After failing twice, I decided to watch a couple tutorials before I did my third attempt. So towards the end here you'll see me try some textured brushes, because that's what the guy in the tutorial did. I didn't get to finish the piece since I only had 1 hour, so you can consider this more an experiment than anything else. Next time I'll take things more slowly and pay more attention to what I'm doing, and I'll try not to be so heavy-handed with the texture. If I spend more time with a basic brush, maybe I won't even need the texture at all. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I would like to finish this last piece, but I think it may be smarter to do a couple tutorials first. Thank you for watching and see you next week, hopefully.